up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you are new, hello, my name is Tamara. In today's video I will be doing my baddie on a budget. This is what I do when I'm going out. I hope you enjoy. So first I take this pimple serum and I add it to all the areas where I have some spots, and then I wait for that to dry. Then I move on to moisturizing. I'm taking the Body Shop moisturizer, and I'm adding this to my face. Next, I'm just spritzing my eyebrows with some water so it's nice and damp. I'm taking some of that Got2b glue and brushing it through my eyebrows. So here I'm just brushing up my eyebrows to create this laminated eyebrow look. In the edges of the hairs that are kind of like sticking up, I just brush that down. Then taking a wet wipe, I'm just cleaning up around my eyebrows to remove any of the excess gel. You don't want to leave this on your skin because when it dries and you apply your foundation, it's just going to look all crusty and you don't want that. Once the gel has dried, I'm then moving on to filling in my eyebrows. So I'm just taking this eyebrow pencil from Essence and I'm filling in my eyebrows by creating hair-like strokes. I also fill in the underside of my eyebrows. Next, I'm taking this micro brow pencil from Essence and I'm going to use this to create hair-like strokes in the front of my brows. Next, taking this concealer from Essence and this flat brush, I'm going to carve out the underside of my brows. Next, moving on to primer, I'm just adding this primer all over my face. I try to concentrate this in my T-zone area as well as around my nose. Once the primer has dried, I then proceed to carve out the top of my brows. Yeah, so this is what the eyebrows are looking like. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spot conceal. So taking that same concealer and a thin brush, I'm just applying the concealer to all the areas where I've got a few dark marks. Then I'm moving on to color correcting. So taking that orange shade, I'm applying that to my under eyes and the sides of my nose where I've got discoloration and it's slightly darker. Then taking this concealer brush and some of that UV setting mist, I'm applying it to the brush, and with a wet brush I'm blending out the areas that I spot concealed. Then moving on to contour, I apply this cream contour to the tops of my cheeks, my forehead, under my jaw, and I apply this underneath my foundation because I like the way it looks underneath the foundation. I also apply it to my nose, making sure to drag it from the edge of my eyebrows all the way to the edge of my nose and blending out the edges. Taking this dense buffer brush, I am wetting it with some of that setting mist and blending out my contour. Moving on to concealer, I'm taking that same concealer that's just slightly lighter than my skin tone and applying that to my under eyes, my forehead, the bridge of my nose, the top lip, my chin area, and just underneath where we contoured. Again, wetting the concealer brush with some setting mist, I'm then blending that out. When blending out the concealer, you want to make sure that you are patting and not dragging the product. So just pat it into the skin. Next, I'm taking this lighter concealer and I'm applying this to all the areas that I've highlighted. So this is just further going to brighten up these areas. I really like a bright under eye, so I'm just applying it to my under eyes, to my top lip, to my chin, and a bit to the bridge of my nose. I allow this concealer to dry slightly before I then blend it out. Again, before blending it out, I'm wetting the concealer brush with some setting mist and I am blending it out. Remember, when blending it out, you are patting it into the skin, you are not dragging the product. Now moving on to the fun part, foundation. I'm taking this Maybelline Fit Me foundation and I am adding that to my face. I've actually been using this foundation for about 2 months now and it's the first time I've tried it, so it's actually a really good foundation. It's a pity it's not vegan and cruelty free though. So just taking a damp beauty sponge, I'm just patting that foundation into my skin. When applying foundation, you want to make sure that you are not forgetting your neck as well as your ears. Now I will set the areas that we have highlighted. So I'm taking this powder puff and this Essence brightening powder, tapping off the excess on the back of my hand, and I'm pressing this into the areas that we have highlighted. You want to make sure that you are pressing and not dragging it. So pat it into the skin, do not drag, because dragging will actually move the concealer that you have already placed. Now taking this translucent setting powder and this fluffy brush, I am just applying that to the brush and tapping off the excess, and using that to set all the areas of the face where we did not apply that brightening powder. Moving on to bronzer, I'm taking this Revolution bronzer and this thin fluffy brush, tapping off the excess, and I'm applying it to the high points of my cheeks. So I'm applying this above my cheeks because you don't want to apply it too low down, as this can drag down your face. some of the cream blush on this little angled brush. I am smiling and adding the cream blush to the apples of my cheeks. So smiling, adding it to the apples of my cheek as well as towards the temples. Taking this powder blush and this fluffy brush, I'm applying the powder blush to all the areas where we applied the cream blush, just to set the cream blush in place. Next, I'm going to set all of that with some setting spray. So I've got a dewy setting spray and a matte setting spray. The matte setting spray I apply to my T-zone area, and the dewy setting mist I apply to the sides of my face. I then dry that with my fan and move on to highlighter. Now to prep the eyelids, I'm adding that concealer that's similar to my skin tone, and I'm blending that all over the eyelids. To set the eyelids, I'm taking some of that translucent setting powder. For eyeshadow, I'm just using the bronzer that I used, and I'm adding it to my crease as well as the sides of my eyes, creating a little wing. I also added to the bottom of my eyes. With whatever bronzer is left on the brush, I then run that down the sides of my nose to contour my nose. Taking the same pencil we used for our eyebrows, I am tight lining my waterline. I don't actually think that this is very hygienic to use the same pencil for different areas of your face. But anyway, I'm not a makeup artist, and this is what I do. I'm just doing a small wing on each of my eyes, and I'm using this black eyeliner pen from Essence. To highlight the inner corner of my eyes, I'm taking this white eye pencil and adding it to the inner corner, and then taking that same highlighter shade from earlier, and I'm just applying that to the top of the eyebrow pencil as well as to my brow bones. To finish off the eyes, I'm just applying some of this Essence mascara. I add about 2 coats of this, obviously waiting for each coat to dry. For this makeup look, I'm not adding false lashes. Taking that same pencil that we use for our eyebrows and our waterline, I'm just lining my lips with this. I just feel like this is the perfect brown for my lips, and I love the way it looks. I literally wear this in winter and in summer. For some, this might be a bit too dark for summer, but I absolutely love it. Next, I'm applying this Essence Matte Liquid Lipstick. I don't know the shade. I believe it's Cinnamon Spice, I believe. And I just think this is just the perfect brown nude for me. And then just taking this black eyeliner pen, I am just drawing back all my beauty spots that the foundation covered. And to end off the makeup look, I'm just applying some setting spray. So the matte setting spray in my T-zone area and the glowy setting spray on the perimeters of my face. So this is what the face is looking like. I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. So this is how I usually do my makeup if I'm going out, and I'll see you in my next video.